Yeah, Mike. Well, it's time for another edition of What I've Watched. So, let's get on with it. The first one is Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. This is from 1974. It actually was filmed in 1972. And it is the final Frankenstein cycle of films made by Hammer. Its screenplay is by John Elder, and it's directed, I think rather fittingly, by the wonderful Terence Fisher. Terence Fisher, sadly, he had a bad car accident twice, two bad car accidents, and it certainly affected the rest of his career. And on this one, he wasn't very well at all, but he did it, and this is his last one. But what a great director he was. For Hammer, he was an absolute wonderful, but he had a brilliant career. Just look at some of the films that Terence Fisher directed. Absolutely wonderful. But this is a kind of fitting ending to this. So this stars Peter Cushing, another version of the Baron, and also we've got Shane Bryant, who plays the assistant. He was in Demons of the Mind, 1972, another Hammer there, and Straight On Till Morning, 1972. The Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter film, 1974. He was in Hawk the Slayer, 1980. Constantine, 1989. And Out of the Body, 1989. And The Lovers, 2013. And then we've got another very recognizable actress, Madeline Smith, and she plays an assistant in this as well, and she's dumb and she can't speak. Wonderful performance. She was in Taste the Blood of Dracula, 1970, which is a superb Dracula film. I love that. She was in, of course, the famous Vampire Lovers from 1970. She was in, interestingly, if you're a Frankie Howerd fan, she was in Up Pompeii, 1971, and Up the Front, 1972. She was also in a Carry On film, yes, Carry On Matron, 1972. And she was in Theatre of Blood, 1973. Oh, yeah, Theatre of Blood, Vincent Price, Dinah Rigg. What a film. I love Theatre of Blood. How can you not love Theatre of Blood? It is fantastic. She was also in Live and Let Die, Bond film, 1973, which is a really good film and the debut of Roger Moore. I think it's one of his best. Really, I might even rate it as my favourite Roger Moore film. That's controversial, isn't it? Yes, I know. I do love The Spy Who Loved Me. Yes, but Live and Let Die, and as the greatest Bond theme song as well. Wings, Live and Let Die. Another film she was in much later is Late Flowering Love from 1981. We've also got David Prowse, who plays the monster or the creature, and it's a Neanderthal. Look at this. Look at this Neanderthal with the brain of Neanderthal. Oh dear, why can't he ever get it right, the Baron? Why did he choose Neanderthal? I don't know. Oh, but you love it. You've got to love the world of Hammer. It's just fantastic. And they picked him for the role because he was tall, big, and he was perfect for him. That's how he got the job. But of course, he went on to massive career with Star Wars. Yes, he plays Darth Vader. Oh, yes. The voice, though, is by James Earl Jones. But, wow. This film, so it's just great. So, what it's about. Now, it's based in this asylum. And the Baron is hiding again because he wants to just get on with what he's doing. And he's called Dr. Victor. And he's undercover in this asylum. And the reason he's able to get on with his normal work, as we know what he likes to do, don't we? He's the one who's in charge of the asylum. He's kind of blackmailing him because he's a bit of a character who seems to like the ladies and getting drunk and embezzling money that he's given. He's a right one, and he knows all about it. So if he wants everything for his experiments, he gets it. So we get all that. Anyhow, one of the inmates is, of course, played by Shane Bryan, has a great respect and interest in the work of Frankenstein, and that is soon found out, as we see, and they want to get on, and they're going to get on, and they do. And Madeline Smith, as I say, plays this wonderful character who she doesn't say anything, and she's wonderful. I think her performance just in that role is really good. And she has also great empathy, as we often see in Frankenstein, for the creature. Of course things go wrong. It's always the brain chosen and all this, it doesn't work out right at all. But, it's the Frankenstein film. That's what we love about it. Absolutely wonderful. Highly recommended. This will come out in a big special edition at some time in the future. If you haven't got it, get it when it comes out. I'll get a standard edition. This is great. And this one has got 3 discs. It's got a DVD version and a disc of extras as well. Look. Got 3 discs. 3 discs. Wonderfully illustrated. The extras are fantastic. And I suspect they'll use some of these extras in this special edition with new ones as well that they create. Very good. Highly recommended. Now, the next film, this is Season of the Witch, which is from 1972. It's written and directed by, here we go, George A. Romero. Of course, what a genius. So well known now in those Living Dead zombie movies. But here he is, beginning of his career, 1972, producing this, getting it together. For an independent director, this was quite hard to get together in getting the money, the producers. It's kind of sad, really, that the distributors wanted to change the title, which they did, to Hungry Wives, and sort of present it as some kind of soft porn film, which wasn't good for this film. It didn't need that. It was an appeal. The appeal of this film has become in later years, I think, with his success of all the other films, and people look back at your career. And it is a good starting point, I think, to see, what he was like as a director. And of course, he wrote it, a pet project. It stars actors who there's no real information on them, so I don't know. This is sort of an unknown cast. Jan White is in it, Raymond Lane, and Anne Muffley. And I've heard, there's no more information about them. I think maybe that does show a bit in the some of the acting, but it's what stands out. It's this film, for all its limitations, has got so much atmosphere and it works so well. And it's a great glimpse of this director's early career. So what it is about, it's a set in a sort of modern contemporary times. It's a story of this suburban wife in Pittsburgh who doesn't get on that well with her daughter, her husband as well. He's even violent towards her. And she meets this woman who's a real witch. And she thought, yeah, I won't mind a bit of that. She talks to her, finds out. So she gets this book about how to become a witch, buys all the sort of paraphernalia that you need, and becomes a witch. Yeah, it's kind of that simple. But then this empowers her such a lot, and it's great. It's great to see that journey as she progresses as a witch, and what she does, and what she can do, what she's capable, and she's a strong sort of independent woman, effectively, through this being a witch. It's great. It's a really good start if you're looking at George A. Romero's career. This is a place to have a look and see what it was like. Yeah, there are some dodgy acting, as I said, in some sort of places, but that doesn't matter. It's still a really enjoyable watch, I think it is, yeah. Then, well, I did a special classic Doctor Who live with Del Boy on Wednesday, and I watched this specially again for the live stream that we did. It was our 100th live stream, fantastic. So why not celebrate with classic Doctor Who, which we did. So I chose this one to look at and talk about, which is The Robots of Death. This is an absolutely wonderful story. And this was really the first official Doctor Who release that I got on DVD. I was so excited. Day of release, getting this, because DVD, it was fantastic. It was another world. It made me realise how bad VHS was. VHS was great at the time, but as soon as I saw the quality and how good it was, I was just a DVD man straight away. And that's why I don't really have much nostalgia for VHS. Like, there are people who really do love VHS, and good luck to them, but for me, DVD was always the king. And that's why I still love it now. I'm really glad that DVD is still doing well, because, we've had the Blu-ray, and we've had, obviously, 4K now, but DVD still sells well. It's still popular, and why not? And the quality you can put in your TV, and it upscales it. This looks great, absolutely wonderful. So I've got a lot of affection for this one. It is special because of that, but it's also a great story. It's like a Agatha Christie kind of whodunit story, and it's all these characters to put together. But there's only one scientist on board, because they're all there to make money. They're on this planet, which is a very sort of inhospitable planet, and they're on like this sand crawling vehicle, and they're getting all these minerals and picking it up. It's great seeing the model work of it going along. People have said, oh, cartoon and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this works so well, and it is pretty obvious who the villain is. But the other level of this story is that it's about robots. Robots programmed not to kill, or are they? Because we get the Asimov look about robots, about his law in terms of robots are not supposed to kill. But when you've got a civilization that depends on robots, what happens if some madman changes that and they start killing? Oh yeah, Doctor Who is best, and the crew is great. They're there not for scientific reasons. They're there to make money. Now, and I was thinking when I was watching this, yeah, this is interesting because the crew is like in the film Alien. They're there making money. That's what it's a job. In Alien, that's what we often get. So I'm thinking, well, look at this. Is ahead of Alien, which is such a great film. Perhaps somebody was watching this. A certain director. Was he watching this, Ridley Scott? Who knows? But yeah, this is a great story. I've always loved it, and this means a lot as well to me. So I talked a lot about it, but there we are. Right. So the next film is The L-Shaped Room. Now this one is from 1962. It's based on a novel by Lynn Reed Banks. It's described really as a kitchen sink drama of that era. And it's directed by Brian Forbes, who's a name that is very much well known in that era. But I've got to mention, because I'm a big fan, one of the producers is Richard Attenborough. In fact, he was going to possibly direct it, but he didn't. But he went on to direct all these other great films, as we know. And, of course, what else can I say? I mean, I've gone about Richard Attenborough. But anyhow, so Brian Forbes directed Whistle Down the Wind, which is absolutely fantastic. It's 1962, is it? No, 1961, Whistle Down the Wind. Hayley Mills, really great role as a child actress. Absolutely love Whistle Down the Wind. What can you say about Whistle Down the Wind? I've talked about it before. I love it. Also, I directed another film that I love, which is Seance on a Wet Afternoon from 1964. Attenborough is fantastic in that role. Absolutely wonderful. There you are. I've talked. It's just great. And then, of course, famously, he directed The Stepford Wives, which is a massively appreciated film. Well loved. That is from 1975, sci-fi film. And then we've got Slipper and the Rose. I've never seen that, but I know it's a Cinderella thing, 1976. And another film called The Naked Face, 1984. So in the cast, we have got Leslie Caron, who plays Jane. She was in Guns of Darkness, 1961. Father Goose, 1964. Is Paris Burning, 1965. And she was in the brilliant The Man Who Loved Women. I say that because it's a French film, which I think is absolutely fantastic and iconic. It's a Truffaut, Francois Truffaut film from 1977. If you haven't seen The Man Who Loved Women and you like that sort of French films, that's the film to see. And then he was in Valentino. She was Valentino, 1977. And she was in
a Jack Palance film, which I love. It's a mad film, which was Crazed, 1978. She's in Funny Bones, 1995. Absolutely wonderful in this. Oh, she's a French actress. Fantastic. And then I've got to mention the other character that is important in this film, Toby, and that's played by Tom Bell. Tom Bell was in The Criminal, 1960, Stanley Baker film. Say no more. Payroll. Absolutely wonderful, 1961. And then The Violent Enemy, 1968. Straight On Till Morning, 1972, which is a Hammer film. Oh, yes. It was in Royal Flush, which is a comedy, which is well liked as well, 1975. Wish You Were Here, 1987, another great film. The Craze, 1990. These are some great films. And they're the sort of main films I would pick out. This is a wonderful film. I absolutely loved it. You know, it's a story of a woman played by Leslie Caron called Jane, who finds herself pregnant. And she goes to the doctors and she decides, she also, it was a one-night stand, basically. And she decides she wants to keep the baby because they're immediately assuming she's going to get an abortion. And of course, abortion was illegal in that era. So the doctor was not very good. He was saying he knows people who could get this kind of done. It was against the law. If you got found out, you get sent to prison. Yeah, it's really bad, very bad. But she wants to keep it and be a single mother. Again, they assume she's going to put it up for adoption. No, she wants to keep the baby. And then she, in this sort of, you can call it sort of a boarding house kind of thing. It's a big sort of sprawling property with rooms for rent that, it's not just rooms, they're like sort of bed sits. You know, you do your kitchen and all that. They share the bathroom and toilet and all that. But and it's run by this woman who's, well, just after the money, basically. Not that's all she's interested in. And it's not that well looked after. It's a bit run down. Anyway, she develops a relationship with this writer who's played by Tom Bell, called Toby. And it's really good. He's not the father, of course, but he finds out about the baby. Of course, she finds out. And he doesn't know when they first start the relationship. And wow, this film is so emotional. It's a great emotional journey, and she is so good. This French actress, it really is, and the ending is so moving and powerful. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Next one is China Gate from 1957. Now this is written and directed by Samuel Fuller. Samuel Fuller, great director, did so many great films, and he was always trying to. He had, I suppose, he's one of these blacklisted directors as well, who used film to get across in many ways his sort of ideas and messages. And this one certainly is quite well ahead of its time. It's on about really sort of interracial relationships and against racism and that. And this is really, really absolutely just fantastic film. So it stars Gene Barry, who was sort of an actor that was known for various films like Soldier of Fortune, 1955, and then The Purple Mask, 1955, Hong Kong Confidential, 1958. Let's have a look. Solaria, 1987. And he was also in Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds, 2005. And then he's well known in terms of TV series as Burke's Law. That was massive. That was between 1963 and 1966. Then we've got another great actor who I think is a really good, Angie Dickinson. She plays Lucy Lex. What a name. She's a really good character. She's very good, and she has this son who's again a mixed. She's a mixed race, and the son looks like he's Vietnamese, and her aim is to get him to America. That's all she wants. She's got his, she thinks he'll get on better in America. And she's a really good character. Angie Dickinson, I think has got an interesting career. She was in Gun the Man Down, 1956. And then I think a film that a lot of people know is Rio Bravo, 1958. And of course she was in The Killers, 1964 version. Brilliant, with Lee Marvin. Point Blank, 1967. Big Bad Mama, 1974. Jigsaw, 1979. Dressed to Kill, 1980. What a film that is. Sabrina, 1995. Ocean's 11, 2001, the remake of the Ocean's 11 film. And she was well known. I remember watching her on TV in Policewoman between 1974 and 1978. And she was a really, really attractive woman in all her things, right from this era, right through when she was playing this policewoman. She was excellent, really nice, great actress. And in this film, she is great. And Fuller is able to get his message across, I think, about racialism. Definitely. And that's what he was good at. He knew it's the only way he could do it, get some of his ideas. Otherwise, he wouldn't be. And that's why, of course, the McCarthy era, we had all that, accused of being a communist and filmmaking, not allowed to do that. But yeah, he's really good, excellent. And the last film I've got here is Late Night with the Devil. This is directed and written by two people, Colin Kames and Cameron Kames. And this is a supernatural, independent horror film. And it's set in Halloween, on Halloween in 1977, so it's very much a 70s film. It stars David Dastmalchian. I've probably not said that right, but he's a name that you see straight away and you like. He was in The Dark Knight, 2008. He was in Animals, 2014. He was in Ant-Man, 2015. He was in Bird Box, 2018. The Suicide Squad, 2024. He was in Dune, 2021. He was in Ant-Man and the Quantumania, 2023.
And he was in, absolutely, I remember this, he was in a film that I adore, which is The Life of Chuck 2025. And he's going to be in the new Street Fighter film, which comes out this year, sometime from the game. I should not mention that. This film, it's really, it's a brilliant look at TV series as well from the 1970s, and it covers all that era brilliantly. He is this very well loved talk show host, and with his wife, he was a great sort of personality, watched by the media and loved. Unfortunately, she died of cancer, and we see all that. And he's making a comeback. Now, the question is, and it's interesting watching this with the release of all these Epstein files and all that, is that to get where he is, he has to go and do one of these things where people get in secret societies, and he does that, where basically for the help he'll get with his career, if he sells his soul to the devil, basically, they do a bit of all that stuff and all that old ritual stuff, and they think they're going to get on, and there's always a price to pay, isn't there? But yeah, it's brilliant. It's an independent film that just puts everything together so well, and it looks period piece. It really looks, they've captured it all, and I love the way the film starts off and then starts to escalate, and the style, the way it's done. This is a work of absolute genius. I think it is, really, as an independent film, and it's a new take, and I like it. I do moan about sort of modern films, the way that some of them are, but this is much better than, it's not one of these Netflix kind of slop films. This is really good, and he's good as the central character to it all. You know inevitably how it's going to go, and it goes that way. And I loved it, absolutely loved it, and what can I say? That's it. Finished. I've gone on probably too long as usual, but I always enjoy it. I love when you're talking about films. Yeah, that's it. So, if you've liked it, what you've heard me going on about, please give this video a like. If you give this video a like, it gets it out onto YouTube, and it's good for my channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed, why not consider subscribing? And subscribe, it'll let you know when you put out the videos that I do, and that would be great. And I say, if you also have any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. I'll always reply to them. So that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.